Hi, my name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Today I'm going to review the Meshforce Wi-Fi mesh network. Is this one of the most interesting things to come along on the market? Well, let's find out. Is the Meshforce little Wi-Fi network something you might be interested in? Why should you care? And how well does it perform? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. But before we do that, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and also leave a comment below, let me know how I'm doing and give me ideas for other videos that I can bring to you. Thank you very much for subscribing and leaving a comment. So let's get right into it. These little Meshforce cubes. I mean, when you initially look at this thing, it doesn't inspire confidence. Honestly, it's a little plastic doodad. It has a couple of hooks so you can hook this on the wall, and that's it. The kit, when you buy it from Amazon, I'll put a link below to the Meshforce cube set, it's not all that impressive. And when you get it home, you open the box and this is it. Well, that's the nice thing about it actually is I've got another Wi-Fi extender router video. I'll put a link below to that as well. And I've been using that for a long time, but sometimes I'm still running around and I'll get a little soft spot and the handoff isn't very good. So even though I've got my iPhone XS, friggin' $1,200 phone, which is insane, it'll still let the Wi-Fi signal go down and it doesn't seem to hop over to the other networks like it should. Now, you would think that the phone, being, oh wow, this is now almost 1 year old, it should be able to hop between Wi-Fi networks without problem. Well, not quite. So we started looking into it and found the Meshforce, and I thought, you know what? This is not expensive at all for what it theoretically gives you. So I hit order. Click! Whew. And there it is. It shows up and we're ready to rock. So when you get these little cubes, the first thing you have to do is it comes with the ports on the back. It comes with a power, the WAN LAN connection, the LAN connection, and then a reset. So if you look back there, you'll see two identical ports. And they're not identical though. The one that's listed as WAN LAN, that's the one you plug into the Ethernet cable into your cable router. This is the one key thing. One of these units needs to be wired into your cable router in order to work. So once you hook the Ethernet from this into your cable router, I'm pointing to my cable router like you can see it, duh. And then you plug in the power brick. I mean, it's just a very simple power brick, nothing too exciting there. I mean, it's a power brick, but it has a little power adapter, and all you do is get the Ethernet cable clicked into here, and then you plug in the power, and you're ready to go to get this thing set up. So what you do is, on your phone, let me pull up the app, you have to download the, let's see, let me find it, the My Mesh app, okay? In order to use this, you have to have a smartphone, and it requires a smartphone that can run apps, okay? It's the little My Mesh symbol right there, that one. You download that from your App Store or the Google Play Store or their website or however you download apps. This works for iPhones, laptops, Android, iPads, everything. I haven't found anything that it hasn't worked for yet. And then once you get into that app, initially it's going to say, welcome, do you agree with blah, blah, blah? You get that going through there. And you'll come to a screen, and then the startup screen is going to ask you, would you like to add a device? Click, of course you would, because on the bottom of the router is a little QR code that you can scan in. Now, you can actually get your phone to attach to this mesh. So this is pretty interesting. You can do the QR code, but on the bottom of, and I'm not going to show you, but on the bottom of the Meshforce unit, it gives you your Wi-Fi ID, mymesh _ blah, 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 and then the password. So you enter that password into there, and then your phone will automatically hook up to this unit. So far, so good. It's just like a regular router. It's actually pretty good. But the magic comes in when you say, hey, where am I going to put the second and third cubes? You turn on, or you power up each cube, and you hit, let's see, let me get over here. Let's see, so in the app, my Wi-Fi, it takes me a minute to figure it out. You can, where is it? Okay, yeah, so there's my mesh network right now. Obviously, one of them's down because I haven't connected it. And you can hit what's the little plus symbol in here, and you can add a device. In the upper right, there will be a plus. You'll hit add device, and then you'll be able to zap this little cube, and it will bring this onto the mesh. And so what is a mesh in the first place? So, I mean, you always hear this mesh Wi-Fi. What this system does is, instead of your home router and then in router extender like I've got normally, this thing actually networks between all three of these little router cubes, and they all talk to each other. So as you're marching happily along with your phone or your laptop or your pad or whatever, the phone will communicate with the cube, and whichever cube has the best signal, the phone will automatically switch over. Now, this is different than a Wi-Fi extender or expander, in that the extender, normally you want to have a different router name on it, because your phone will get latched onto the weak signal and it'll hold on for dear life. The mesh network uses the exact same name. Now, you can use the Wi-Fi extender with the same name as your base router, and you'll say, oh, that can work, Aaron. But the danger, or problems, not real danger, is that you can't tell which router your phone is actually connected to. And so you might be connected to the weaker signal, because the phone seems to love to do that. And then you'll walk around like, dang, my data rate's really slow. What's up with this? I can't stream my video. And that's because you've used the same name for your router extender. A mesh network is designed to take care of that for you. These little mesh cubes do a very good job in that as you place them around the home, you will just mess around, and I'll turn on the My Mesh here, and you can see here it says connection quality excellent and status online and all this information here. And I could hit the more, it tells your IP address, blah, blah, blah. Device location. You can put these all over the place in your home. It's actually pretty slick. And so you can add more mesh, more cubes to the mesh. So the theory of the mesh is that all the cubes are connected under one Wi-Fi name, and they take care of what's called the handoff for you. These do this very well. Now, the connection speed switches between the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 point whatever gigahertz automatically based on the connectivity. You don't have the control. So if you really want to nerd out about this and, oh, I can't control it, this isn't for you. If you really like to nerd out about these Wi-Fi routers and do all the settings, you can control some settings, but the other settings you can't change, and you just got to deal with that. But you do have all the standard Wi-Fi settings, guest network, parent control, keep your kids from doing silly things, internet settings. I mean, you can see all the stuff here, port forwarding. So there's actually a lot of capability built into this. So the wireless settings, I can come here and I can bring up the wireless settings, and then I can hit the little node icon. Oops, share, I don't want to share that. And you can add more devices. So that's actually pretty slick. And you can see the add mesh here. If I add mesh, then you can actually buy more cubes. So you can add as many little cubes as you need for your home. So I would hit next, and then you would power on the mesh. I hit next again, and then you would simply scan the QR code on the bottom of the router, and you can do this. So if you have, oops, I just hit do not allow. That's not good. Great. Yeah, you have to allow the app to use your phone. but you can actually add as many cubes as you need in the settings under the My Mesh. So if you have 5, 6, 7 bedrooms, you want one in the garage or whatever, you just put these cubes all over the place, zap it in, and you can add as many little nodes around your house as you need, and then you can get better connectivity. So the mesh system for people who live in larger homes or your Wi-Fi router is really weak, it's a great system to have. So I've been using this for 7 months and I've been super happy with it. I mean, it's not as fast as my RE9000 extender, okay? But it handles everything so much easier. So if you need the ultimate speed, yeah, that's just something you got to deal with. But it was at 60 to 80 megabits. My super extender goes up to 100. Depending where I am, I can get almost up to 100. Depends on if this is at 2.4 or 5 point whatever. So you can get wrapped up in technicalities here, but the whole point of this little mesh router is you don't have to mess around. You put it in, you zap the QR code, you hit add, and you take off. It's really just that easy. So really, honestly, I can't recommend this little Meshforce cube enough. It's got all the controls and everything you need in there, and it's really easy to set up. And that's the one reason that I love it, and I would definitely recommend this. Again, check out the links below to my other video on the RE9000 extender if you need the ultimate in performance, or if you want ease of use and putting these cubes all over the place. Meshforce from the Amazon link, boy, love it. My name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also support me on Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching.